Hello everyone and welcome back to school. I'm Jeremiah with Epilog Laser, and today we're taking a look at the academic market and how you can tap into that market as a laser owner. We'll be looking at a handful of applications and working on a few projects to show you what you can do with an Epilog Laser. If you aren't familiar with us, let me take this opportunity to introduce ourselves. We are Epilog Laser, the world's leading manufacturer of small format laser systems. We've been designing and manufacturing laser machines for over 30 years, since 1988. We produce laser machines with fiber laser sources for marking metals and engineered plastics, and machines with CO2 laser sources for engraving and cutting a vast number of other materials, including wood, fabric, acrylic, glass, and much more. Plus, we also produce dual source laser systems with both laser types to give you as many options as possible. Our systems feature the highest resolution engraving and engraving speeds up to 165 inches per second. And on top of all of that, our machines are designed and manufactured right here in the United States at our facilities in Golden, Colorado, located just outside Denver, nestled in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. We have been serving the laser industry for decades, an industry which operates in a wide variety of markets, including the academic market, which is what we're here to talk about today. The new school year is fast approaching. It's already begun in some areas, and while things may look a little different this year, a new academic season presents a great opportunity for the laser engraving industry. The academic market is a large market, which means you have a lot of opportunity for potential profit. We're going to take a look at some of the most popular in-demand academic applications that you can accomplish with your laser. Many of these are quick or simple enough that you should be able to add them to your current product line or service offering with minimal effort. If you already operate a laser system, then you probably know through experience all the opportunities that having a laser system opens up. But if you're here today because you're interested in getting into the laser business for the first time, let's take a quick look at why a laser machine is a great investment. Personalizing adds value. This is true of any market you apply your laser skills to, but the academic market presents many opportunities of this kind. Versatility that few offer. A laser can work with so many materials and print nearly any graphic you can think of. Along with being fast, that means you can adapt to whatever the market demands. Pre-creating your products. You can front-load most of your work if you want to. Let's say you want to engrave a piece with some ornate graphics surrounding a person's name. You can engrave the graphics onto the items beforehand, so that when the time comes to sell that personalized piece to a customer, all you have to do is quickly engrave the text. That means you can deliver faster and provide better service to your customers. You already have customers. Once you establish a relationship with a customer, you'll be able to take your laser, which can create many different products, and provide your customers with new products and services over time. Working with a laser is surprisingly easy to do. Learning the basics of a laser machine is quite easy, and new techniques are easy to learn as well, so you'll be able to grow at your own pace. And perhaps most importantly, engraving is fun. Believe it or not, cutting and engraving things with a concentrated beam of light is very entertaining. How many lines of work can offer you that? Let's take a look at some applications. We'll start with school pride. As anyone with a laser knows, engraving a name or a logo onto an item instantly transforms that item into a valuable, cherished gift. Students, family, and faculty take pride in their schools. Whether it's parents supporting the preschool where their son first learned his ABCs, a high school athlete demonstrating her support for her team, or a college graduate wanting a keepsake to remember an exciting stage of their life, nearly everybody has school pride. People get emotionally invested in their schools, and they want to either show that to the world or surround themselves with things that remind them of that happiness. With a laser, you can add school pride to nearly any item, which means the market for school pride products is extremely easy to enter. Engrave the high school fight song onto the back of a fleece jacket, etch the school name into a keychain, or add a school logo to tumblers and water bottles. If you can engrave it, you can sell it, and you can sell it year-round. Let's take a look at a simple school pride project. Here we're working with an Epilog Fusion Pro with a CO2 laser source and the optional rotary attachment, which lets you engrave evenly onto cylindrical items. We're going to engrave a school logo and a message onto a powder-coated tumbler. we'll properly position the tumbler inside the machine. Then we'll make sure the orientation of our artwork matches the direction of our piece. Once we have that set up, we'll send the artwork over to the machine. Then we'll trace the outline of our design. This lets us know the boundaries of where our engraving will be placed, which helps us double check that we have everything set up properly. Once we're sure that that's good, we'll hit the go button and watch the laser get to work. With that side complete, we'll head back on into our graphics program and print the second set of graphics containing our message. Once we're done, we'll clean off any powder coating residue so we ensure a nice, clean surface. And there you go. Not much effort, and we have a professional product ready to be a part of a teacher's morning coffee routine. Rewarding students for a job well done is a long-held tradition in schools. We present students with academic achievement awards to help teach the importance of studying and working hard. We have excellence recognitions for things like good attendance and community service to reinforce the positive values we want students to learn. And we recognize athletes for competing hard and putting their all into achieving their goals. Most schools already present these kinds of awards to their students, so it's a market already primed for your services. Your job is to demonstrate why laser engraved awards and trophies are the way to go. Emphasize the ease of customization. With a laser, it's easy to make awards for any student and for any accomplishment. And with your custom services, they can have personal touches like the school or district logo, the school mascot, an image of the school building, or even a photo of the athlete in uniform, all in a tactile, physical engraving that will last a lifetime. While these awards typically aren't handed out until later in the year, don't wait until the end of the year or season. Make your services known earlier rather than later to guarantee you're the company the schools call when the time comes. And if you have a machine with a larger workspace, or if you have multiple machines, be sure to highlight this competitive advantage. Show them that you can run larger batches of awards and trophies, and how this results in reduced production times and lower total costs. This will help you stand out from the competition. Most awards are surprisingly simple to produce. Here we have an acrylic award set against a wooden plaque using standoffs. These kinds of awards are always really nice because the layers give you some visually interesting dimensionality. We're going to engrave the acrylic portion of the piece, so we'll remove it from the standoffs. We'll position it within the machine and autofocus our laser head to the material. In our graphics software, we'll size and position our artwork to a workspace size that matches our acrylic. We'll send our graphics over to print, and then the Epilog dashboard pops up. This is our program that takes the printed information from the graphics software and allows you to configure the laser itself. We'll use the dashboard's built-in materials library to pull up some acrylic engraving settings. This database really helps save you time and energy. Whenever you determine settings for a material you're cutting or engraving into, you can save those settings alongside all of the built-in settings that we have in the database, so you can access them quickly anytime you need to. This makes producing items super quick. You can come in the morning, turn on your computer and laser, pop a product in, select a saved material setting, and press go. It also makes switching between products on the fly super quick as well. It's really a great workflow and productivity feature to have at your disposal. Once we have the settings loaded in, we'll send it to the machine and start it up. It's important to note here that we're engraving on the back side of the acrylic with a reversed graphic. This way, the front of the final award will have a really smooth finish and will read correctly. Wipe off any dust or debris. Reattach the acrylic to the plaque. And you have yourself a beautiful, crisp award. There are abundant opportunities for awards targeting the adults in our academic spaces as well. A laser engraved award can help express a classroom's love for an excellent teacher. A custom gift can let a coach know that their players are thankful for their never-ending support. And a district or school administration can demonstrate their appreciation for a longtime school bus driver, a veteran custodian, or an always cheerful culinary assistant with a thoughtful plaque. And what better way to say thank you to all those parent volunteers who helped coordinate the school dance or chaperone the science class field trips than to present them with their own bespoke souvenirs? A laser engraved award warms the heart when it's customized to the person or the experience, and it brings a smile to anyone and everyone. All you have to do is identify ways to recognize people's contributions or accomplishments, and you suddenly have a new product or service to offer academic institutions. And once you have an existing business relationship, these kinds of services are great add-ons and upsells to help grow your company. Signage is another large area of opportunity within the academic market. Any information that needs conveyed visually around or within a school can be conveyed with a laser cut or engraved piece. Directional signage, campus and school maps, classroom name and number plaques, signs displaying class rules, motivational messages and infographics, cubby name tags, library labels and signage, and please sign in notices for the front office. And that's just the top level signage needed by nearly every school. As you dig deeper, more needs will become apparent. And if a school has already worked with you or purchased from you for their basic items, they'll be more likely to come to you for their more bespoke needs as they arise. Signage can get as complicated and creative as you want, but a lot of signage needs, especially those needed for communicating basic information, are utilitarian in nature. The materials are easy to work with, think sheets of wood or 2-layer laserable plastic, and the graphic design needs are typically less demanding than signage for other markets, meaning the upfront time and money you need to invest as a company are quite low. And since lasers are versatile tools, you'll always be ready if the more artistic and time-consuming jobs, which demand a higher price tag, come your way. Let's take a look at a simple signage project. We're working with our Fusion Pro again. This time we'll be cutting with a laser, so we're installing our vector grid table. When you laser cut through a material, if you have a flat surface behind the material, the laser and gases have nowhere to go. Having a largely open grid beneath your material provides an escape for those gases. A vector grid helps keep the back face of your material clean by preventing flashback and residue buildup. We'll start by putting in a large sheet of engravable plastic. We're going to engrave a high school campus map to help with navigation within a school. This graphic has some small details and text, so we'll really be able to see the fine quality the Epilog machine provides. We'll also have a cut line around our graphic to cut it out of our stock plastic. We'll load in our settings, and send it over to print at the laser. This particular plastic has a blue top surface and a white core, so as we engrave into it, we'll achieve a nice white on blue contrast. Once the job is complete, we'll give the sign a little wipe down, and then we're done. A sharp-looking, easy-to-engrave sign for the halls of education. Returning to school in the fall will undoubtedly look a bit different this year. While this poses many challenges, it's also a chance to use your laser to make the transition into the new normal a bit easier, as well as to bolster your business in these tough times. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is likely to be in high demand as we all strive to keep our communities safe. A laser is a powerful and adaptable tool with which you can manufacture PPE for your community and your local schools. You can produce non-medical laser cut fabric masks, as well as acrylic face shields that can help faculty, students, and staff protect themselves from infection and help mitigate viral spread. You can also cut clear acrylic dividers, and with the versatility of a laser, you can custom fit them to any shape or opening that a school requires. Add in easy-to-make signage reminding people to practice proper hygiene and physical distancing, and you have a solid service to offer schools looking to make the transition back to the classroom as safe as possible. Whether you provide these products at cost, donate them to help your community, or simply incorporate them into your product offering, this year brings with it a new set of opportunities to put your laser to good use. People love receiving laser engraved items as gifts, which means lasered products also do very well at school fundraisers. Whether you sell products and services directly to the school, or use the fundraiser as an opportunity to advertise your services, fundraisers are annual events you can capitalize on. You can also sell your engraving services to a school or university to help them recognize donors. Engrave the names of generous benefactors onto marble, slate, or granite bricks. Encourage schools to create a wall of laser engraved tiles to immortalize those who make donations. And create custom plaques that contributors can take home with them. Another opportunity exists in advertising your services to both the school and the surrounding community by donating laser engraved items, or even some laser engraving services, to the school's silent auction. A small investment of your time establishes a relationship with the institution and could get your name out to people who don't know you exist yet. Bringing your laser on site at fundraising events and providing in-person engraving services is also a huge opportunity for your business, whether you contract out the services or you use it as a chance to spread the word about your company. Many people haven't seen a laser in action, and once they do, they're enraptured. Inspiring people and sparking their imaginations is a great way to secure impulse sales and to promote future business. Let's take a look at another project. One great way to improve your efficiency with a laser machine is to use jigs. What we have here is another school pride project, Keychains, but this time we're going to create a jig along with the final items so that we can more easily produce them in batches. We'll start by measuring the dimensions of a plastic sheet. This happens to be a leftover piece of plastic, so we're making good use of materials here too. We're going to apply some double-sided tape to the back of the plastic because we're going to end up backing this to a piece of wood. That way we have a nice sturdy jig to work with. We're applying the tape before we laser cut because the laser will easily go through the tape in addition to the plastic, and that way we end up with full coverage of tape on the back side of the plastic sheet. It ends up being a lot easier and faster than trying to apply strips of tape to all the thin parts of the jig after the cutting is complete. We'll measure the dimensions of our keychains, and then we'll eyeball how many we'll be able to fit in our jig. In our graphics software, we'll create some rectangles to match the dimensions of our keychains, and a larger rectangle that matches our sheet of plastic. We'll space out the keychain shapes evenly, and we've also added a little identifying text so we can remember what this jig is for once we're done with it. We have 3 different processes in this particular job. One for engraving the text, one for cutting the keychain slots into the plastic, and one for cutting out the wooden backer. We'll load in settings for each of them from our materials database, with a couple adjustments here and there. We're also adding a slight offset to the process responsible for cutting the wood. The wood is slightly thicker than the plastic, and by adding this offset, we'll ensure that the laser head adjusts its focus so that the laser beam properly focuses to the new material. It all happens automatically with just that one easy setting. And we'll send it over to the machine where we can see all three processes. The Epilog Laser runs these processes in order, so we'll see the text engraved first, then we'll watch it cut the plastic, and then finally the wood. Now we can see the benefit of applying the double-sided tape beforehand. All we have to do is peel the backing off, then adhere the plastic to the wood, giving it the support and structure that it needs. You'll find that a lot can be accomplished by combining layers of laser cut material this way. We'll load our newly created jig with keychains and put it into the machine, and quickly refocus the laser head. In our graphics software, we have our favorite Pittsburgh High School logos. We're going to create one row of each. You'll notice we're keeping our jig graphics as a template. This is a great idea because it helps you position your graphics correctly in the graphics software, saving you some positioning time later on. We'll send it to the dashboard, load in our settings, and since we've positioned our logos in the graphics software, things are already lined up properly, so we can go ahead and send them to the machine. Now we'll flip the keychains over and send a variety of names to print on the other side. This particular jig is fairly small, but you can create a jig that's this size, a little bit bigger, or one that even fits the entire work area of your machine. Whatever your workflow requires, you can create a jig to suit your needs. There's a lot of potential with the academic market in cosmetic and personalized products, but schools and universities also have a set of practical needs that can be readily fulfilled by laser engraving. Most schools have an inventory of equipment that needs to be tracked, be it laptops and tablets, computer lab machines, science lab equipment, athletic equipment, or any number of other items. Laser engraving is an efficient method for creating high-quality barcodes and identification numbers should these assets require serialization or labeling for tracking purposes. One of the amazing things about owning an Epilog laser machine is how new applications present themselves nearly every day. When you have the power and speed of an Epilog at your disposal, you start to realize opportunities to apply the technology in novel ways and to solve new problems. It's important to always keep an eye out for new sub-areas of the academic market. For example, you could sell your photo engraving services to extracurricular activities. Sports, musical groups, and clubs create lifelong bonds and memories. Why not commemorate those friendships by engraving group photos to create a keepsake that will last a lifetime? How about art classes? Create a service that transforms student artwork into custom products. Allow parents to order their daughter's self-portrait beautifully engraved on a sheet of solid mahogany, or their son's bold typography translated onto a keychain they'll carry with them every day. Maybe the yearbook staff has need of your services, or the homecoming committee, or the student council. The possibilities are endless. And if you ever need some extra inspiration, be sure to check out the Epilog Laser Sample Club, where we regularly create new projects. New sample files are added monthly, along with step-by-step instructions. We link off to materials and supplies, provide suggestions for markets you can sell into, and give tips on project setup. Be sure to check it out. And we always encourage folks to join our Facebook community. With over 14,000 members, it is a vibrant and creative group of laser owners and operators that share projects, discuss ideas for new products, and much more. Plus, they're a great additional resource if you ever have any questions about lasers and the laser business. Let's talk about some of the competitive advantages of owning a laser system. Having an Epilog laser machine in your company's toolset sets you apart from the competition. A laser affords you flexibility, efficiency, and quality, and it's very important that you communicate these attributes to your potential customers. You have competitive advantages that other services do not. You can easily customize existing products. You can sell items directly, or you can work with existing products that schools and universities have already invested in. With a CO2 laser, you can work with any number of materials, from wood and acrylic to leather and fabric, and much, much more. Using metal marking spray, you can even apply graphics to metal objects. And if you need to directly etch metals like stainless steel, brass, and many more, a fiber laser expands your capabilities even further. If you're working with the regional academic market, the schools that are in your area, encourage those schools to buy local. Offer discounts to universities nearby. Or maybe even consider allocating a small percentage of profits as donations back into the schools and their activities. However you approach it, be sure to foster a relationship with the community around you to strengthen your business. And let's be honest about it, finding new clients is one of the biggest challenges entrepreneurs and business owners face when they're diving into a new market. The great thing about schools is almost everyone either has a child in school or knows and works with somebody who has a child in school. Or maybe you know somebody who works or volunteers within the school system. Whatever the connection is, you probably aren't too far away from having a conversation with somebody in the education market. Once you have that connection, the best way to convince them to purchase your products or services is to show them what you can do. Put together a variety of school-specific samples to showcase what you and your laser can create. Make a school-focused sample kit with a few examples, things like a name badge, an engraved tumbler, customized asset tags, and a student award. It's also a really great idea to record a video of your laser in action. Seeing the laser at work always captures people's attention. and it also shows how quickly items can be produced. If you show that video to a potential customer, they're going to be very interested in your services. And don't stop there. You have a competitive advantage in your local market, and it's a great strategy to pursue that. But there's an entire academic world out there that you can market to. Put together a website showcasing your products, and have a section of that site dedicated to schools and universities. There are services nowadays that make putting together a website very simple, and doing so helps you rank in search engine results and immediately provides exposure to a broader market. You can even leverage social media by advertising to the academic community on sites like Facebook and Instagram. The academic market presents a vast array of opportunities, spanning numerous products and services, most of which are easy to add to your current offering. Schools and universities have existed for a long time, and they aren't going anywhere, so why not get your foot in the door now? It's a world where people spend a lot of time and where they have a lot of emotional investment. Creating custom products and offering tailored services lets you tap into this market to build an income stream that can last for many years to come. Choosing the machine that's right for you can seem daunting, but it mostly comes down to two factors: the wattage of your laser source and the size of your work area. Wattage affects the thickness of material that you can cut. A higher wattage allows you to cut through thicker materials in a single pass. While it depends on your material, generally speaking, if a 30-watt laser will get you through an 1/8 inch of material in a single pass, a 120-watt laser can get you through 1/2 inch. Wattage also affects the speed at which you can complete a project. More power means you can do more in the same amount of time, or you can do the same job in less time. The higher your wattage, the faster you can engrave because the laser needs to spend less time firing into your material. Faster speeds mean you can produce more projects in a single day, increasing your productivity and your revenue. The second factor, table size, determines what size products you can cut and engrave. Our smallest machine has a work area of 16 inches by 12 inches, and our largest machine has a table that's 48 inches by 36 inches. You can be very productive with a smaller machine, but a larger machine opens the door to working with larger objects and larger sheets of material. Or you can batch out a larger number of items in each production run by filling the entire table. So ask yourself these questions. What is the maximum piece size you want to fit in your laser? What objects do you want to be able to work with? Also, what is your budget? As with any purchasing decision, it's important not to break the bank, and we have options available at a variety of prices. How much space do you have? A larger machine increases your production capabilities, but it needs to fit in your workspace and complement your work style. How do you want to balance size and wattage? Depending on your budget and your needs, you may be better off opting for one over the other. Consider which options are best for you, and if you have questions or would like to discuss your options with a representative, there are several ways you can do so. Give us a call or send us an email. Our company retains employees very well, which means our sales and marketing team have been in this business for a while. You'll be able to talk with a knowledgeable person to discuss your needs. Check out our website to view our network of distributors. We have partnered with representatives from around the country and around the world, many of them for decades. Odds are we have someone in your neck of the woods that you can talk to. You can also set up a demonstration with your local representative. You can bring in your materials and your files to test out the machines. Determine what your throughput would be. Learn what you can expect from our after-sales support. Seeing the laser in action in person is the best way to determine what is right for you. We believe in our products, and we want to be partners in your success. So again, give us a call or send us an email, and let's get the conversation started. Well, that's what we have for you today, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was fun and educational for all of you. I hope you learned a little bit about the academic market and how an Epilog laser machine can help you tap into this market in a fun and profitable way. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know. Thanks, everyone.